My name is Carrie Malloy and I'm the Education Programs Manager. The Human Rights Facilitator training program started about 9 years ago, and I guess that was 2006 maybe, and we were just thinking about what's going on in the community in Edmonton, as well as even just in Canada in general. There really weren't any human rights programs like this, and it was really the interest of the staff at the time that were wondering how we could participate in conversations like this and get more dialogues about human rights started in our community. Human rights language really wasn't that common, and so we really wanted to change the dialogue. You're mindful of timing issues, you're responsible for articulating the purpose of the discussion and its significance to the group. So this is really key. If everyone's sitting here and they're not all clear or on the same page as to why they're here and what they're discussing, you've gone wrong already before you even started.
My name is Leah McMillan. I'm a Community Development Coordinator with St. Albert Family and Community Support Services. Part of my role is the awareness campaign around It Starts With Me, which is an inclusion and diversity campaign.
From that, and that's all that mattered. It's just so insensitive and so one-dimensional and so judgmental and life-destroying.
So in this case, but also reflected in a real court, or?
Oh, absolutely.
I think human rights is so large, it's so big, there's so many factors, there's years and years of history, and so this facilitator training, what I'm learning is how to break it down into some chunks that we can train people, we can talk to people, facilitate conversations around it, so people aren't overwhelmed, because it's a big topic. It's very timely though, so it will be very helpful for me. So you were set apart.
Yeah, what's the point? Turn it away.
So a real accused probably would.
It's not meaningful.
And that's what needs to change too, or those, no.
That's
But
coming.
no,
We're going to talk
if
about that.
anything, what should have been taken into further account is the fact that she said she's only been on the job for 1 week.
My name is Kesey Williams, and I was facilitating more information on the UDHR and learning a lot more about human rights and peace in the world with respect to the United Nations, Canada, Alberta, civil rights, basic needs, Charter of Rights and Freedoms, basically all the rights that we have as humans and maybe we're aware of or maybe we're not aware of.
Our own personal right that we gave to the group, and then to look through the
I find them beneficial. You learn a lot more. I did politics in school, so I know a little bit, but I didn't know as much as I'm learning today, so I think it's really beneficial.
In which ways would we make the system more effective? What can we do?
What can we do?
Yes.
Well, I think that right now we don't, like, our system is not, I think of it kind of like in terms of care. So we're talking about revamping healthcare to be person-centered, so that you're considering.
So during the Human Rights Facilitator training program, my role is a few. I have a few roles. One is to wear the hat of a facilitator who will guide the participants through the program for the week. And little other pieces that I do are I answer questions if there are some human rights related questions. If someone in the group can't answer it, then I will do that. I also ensure that the group has opportunity to practice and learn some facilitation tips that they can use back in their own communities, and that also we touch on a little bit of cultural competency and what that means in the week as well. We also bring in speakers, so I take care of the speakers and make sure that we have a diverse group of people that come in and speak to the participants.
So my name is Mickey Wilson, and I'm here to give a presentation about queer and trans or LGBTQ populations and how that intersects with human rights.
The idea that it gets better isn't adequate, not around human rights, not about people's lives. We need to make it better. And if there's a problem, and we shouldn't make them wait. The biggest buzzword today.
I think every time a person has an opportunity to learn anything new, that will enhance people's lives and make them freer to be authentic, it's a good thing.
Louis Cardinal. my name, and I was just speaking with the students about an overview of Indigenous rights, Indigenous people, Indigenous rights in Canada. I think any opportunity we can get as Canadians to sit down and have conversation is a quicker way of getting towards reconciliation. So any kind of conversation that we can have between Indigenous and Canadian folks is really going to create that bridge of understanding, and that's what we need.
My name is Kate Quinn. It's my privilege to be the Executive Director of CEASE, Centre to End All Sexual Exploitation. In Alberta, we now have status of women as a ministry. So it's moving from two wonderful women. We were talking about women's rights, and we looked at what creates safety. We had a nice range of responses of what creates safety for a person, for a community, and what are some of the structural changes that need to take place. I think that the Human Rights Facilitator course is absolutely essential. I think it gives those who participate and those of us who come as guests a chance to reflect in deep ways that we might not in our busy lives. It gives us a chance to go to the kernel of human rights and talk about what that means, again, individually, community, and in society.
The Human Rights Facilitator training program is a very successful and really amazing program. Part of what makes it amazing is the participants. Each time the group is very diverse and very different, but they bring so much to the table. And I think that it's important that as many people as possible take this program, whether they intend to use it to facilitate dialogues in the community, or they just want to widen their understanding or broaden their understanding of human rights. And we do only touch on different issue areas. What people come out of the program knowing is that there's so much more left to learn. So it's an opportunity for people to really have an introduction to human rights for some, and to deepen their knowledge for others.